This video is going to be all about how do we hold trades longer. So if you have a certain trades where you realize that after you exit the trade, price continues in your direction and you wish you would have stayed in the trade for longer, or you realize that you're getting wicked out of certain trades or you're just missing certain moves, this is something that's going to be really beneficial for you to understand. We will go to the 2-minute chart specifically just because that's how I execute trades. And usually, like if you're a scalper or day trader, you'll probably be looking at those smaller time frames. Let's have an example of perhaps just some days are kind of messy. So like you wouldn't really be in certain moves or certain choppy periods, but for moves where you are in a trade and it's pretty much trending in a certain direction continuously, we're going to kind of focus on that. Let's kind of focus on this one. Before we do this, let's cover everything we have up till that point so it's a little easier as you chart everything. So before you do any kind of trading, you would have all the levels marked out so you're pretty much prepared for the day. This is what I would have: previous day low, previous day high. These are just like support levels, support resistances that are essentially just key levels to keep an eye on for, either for confirmations on direction or just areas to be aware as they could be potential entries or exits of price. So we have a pre-market high as well. I just consider this overnight movement, but to me it's just pre-market because it's before I'm actually trading. We have that high and then we have this low. So those would be key levels to watch out for. So these are the levels we have. Bigger time frame, always like check back. Do you have some kind of larger time frame support resistance? Because if you're trading on a smaller time frame, you always want to keep note that if there is a certain level that bounced previously, that could always be another key level to watch out for as you're day trading. Right now, price is consolidating, but to the left on this 1 hour chart, we do see just an area. This is like what I'm just saying, like which area is the most obvious of rejections. Typically, if you go too far back, you may not see anything. So I'm kind of just looking at smaller little movements closer to current price. The more recent a level is, usually the stronger it is, or the higher the chance that price will react again from that level. So then over here, this is the most obvious because of that bounce, little rejections there, rejection there. It's messy here. That high of the previous day and that low is essentially just the consolidation high and low. So just areas where price will likely have some kind of stronger breakout reaction there. So going back to that 2-minute time frame and looking at that morning push. So we're going to talk about a hypothetical trade just because we can already see the movement. So this is more so understanding like when you get the entire analysis correct, when you get your bias correct and you get your analysis that, hey, I'm bullish, I traded calls and it works. From then you want to see like, how do you manage that trade? How do you make sure that you can hold that trade longer? Because how are you going to hold a trade longer if you don't even get the direction correct? What we see at open is that price did like a double bottom kind of thing, or you could read it as a lot of different names: consolidation, even a market structure, a high or low. There's all these different names. Essentially, if you just understand support resistances, structure, how does price reject? Is it rejecting repeatedly? And if that happens, that would essentially just give you an understanding that it's bullish or it's bearish. If I see the signal, what is it telling me right now? Am I willing to take the risk to enter? I'm just going to say hypothetically, we saw that price bounce on a pre-market low and created a higher low because I do trade market structure. So this is what I would identify it as. So say that we enter maybe as price pushes here. Hypothetically, we enter around there. After price shows there, it's at support. This is a consolidation low on the bigger time frame. So, this just gives us a signal. We enter as it's continuing higher with that potential that price will continue in the bullish trend. So then as we're in a trade, and as you're in any trade, I guess a certain edge you may have is that you're a scalper. So your trades are going to be much shorter. But then when you're trading really short movements, you will miss out on bigger moves. That's just how it is. But sometimes you are looking for bigger moves that never happen. So by having a certain stop loss, it means that, price goes a little down from your green P&L. It's just everything comes with a pro and con depending on your edge. Entry there. What I would keep note of as if you're in any trade, always mark certain stronger key levels above. If you don't need to mark it and you can just visualize and see it, then you don't need to. But if it just helps you, always just pay attention to where are the key levels nearby, or which areas do I need to take note of. Sometimes it is a high of day, a low of day, sometimes it's a retest level, sometimes it's an area where price has rejected continuously, where we see a lot of wicks, sometimes it is a psychological level. So if we have an entry there, next key level is this one, and then I'm just going to mark that as white. So that's a key level. Next key level is, of course, this. If we clear these highs, it's essentially showing a stronger breakout movement. So as price pushes, if you want to hold a trade longer, you're either going to hold your entire trade. So if you have a couple contracts, you want to hold that entire position, but on the flip side, you won't always know how far it's going to be. So sometimes you may want to take partial profits. So like if price hits a level, you exit 20%, 50% of your position, and then carry the rest as it goes higher. If it goes lower, you shave off the position. Price broke this high, broke another high, close. Good signs of a follow through upward. And you can see this trend ends up fading here, does a deeper pullback. This is something where, like for a certain edge, like for me, I don't feel like I'm missing out on this movement because it's not really my edge to stay in a trade here. For these trades that you may not be able to hold as long, you just want to see, is price creeping up to a resistance area? This is a resistance on that 1 hour chart. So it's an area to watch for, because price could always reject it, or price could always give you some kind of signal to exit the trade earlier because you're already seeing weakness in the movement. You can see for these candlesticks, it starts to have those longer wicks above, and that slowdown in price, especially here, when price creates a candlestick and it can no longer push above it, closing above, it's consolidating. The more price consolidates, it's showing weakness, which is likely a signal that price could reverse. So here you start to get weakness. Price never really starts closing above, keeps wicking at it. So here when you start to see weakness, it's really up to you. Like, are you willing to hold that trade longer, or should you just exit on that weakness? I personally exit on weakness because I'm not willing to hold through deeper pushes. If you exit later on, more of your green P&L is given away. So this would be a signal to exit. If you're trading these type of movements, you're essentially just using high of days, resistances, and candlestick highs, lows, midpoints to tell you whether to exit a trade. Look at weakness. How does it move? After this, if you're someone who wants to hold through these bigger movements and you want to hold trades longer for a bigger push upward in the day, then of course your stop loss is going to be wider, because if you have your stop loss really tight, you're only going to catch these tiny little trends. If you want to catch the bigger trend, then you have to go through there's going to be a different tactic to hold that trade longer, which is going to be a wider stop, having different checkpoints to see whether maybe at this one you exit majority of your position. So with that potential for price to go higher, which is not always a promise, sometimes it pushes down and that's it, like it reverses for the day. But with that willingness to hold it longer, when price pushes up here, I would say like majority or maybe half or more of your position should be exited, just because that frequency of price trending like this is not as frequent. So most of the time, if you have too wide a stop and you don't exit anything, you're going to just give back everything you made. So here, potentially, if you exit at 50 or even 60, 70% of your position and hold the runners, you look at whether price continues breaking the other checkpoints that were created. So big checkpoints would be the biggest high of day levels, like the most obvious market structure. If structure is retested or broken, then those are all signals that price is likely reversing. But what we have here, price pushes down, and then we have these two levels that price does break here. So as price breaks here, it's really up to you. Like, this could also be a signal to exit fully, but it never breaks this structure high here. So even though it kind of breaks these levels here, it still ends up retesting this level. Let's look to the left. There's really nothing much. There's no other levels to go off of. You kind of only have the levels from this current day to go off of. So just look at the strongest areas where price rejected off. And those are areas that price usually has a higher chance that price could retest or just act as a new support resistance. And then because that level is so strong already, price will likely reverse from it. So this could likely be your last checkpoint, or even down here. If price comes down lower, you would exit fully. Price pushes down here, never really closes and pushes below this level. It does wick at it, but if you're holding throughout these bigger trades, you don't want to just get out from a wick. A lot of wicks sometimes that form sometimes just hit that area because it's just a line. It's not always going to touch that same number and then go. Price will sometimes wick at the area. So these are signals where, yes, it looks weaker, but if you want to hold for that potentially bigger move, then you want to see like in this area, if this is the strongest nearby support, does it actually clear it and continue it? If it doesn't and it goes higher, price pushes up, now you have that, again, that potential to go higher. Once price pushes up again, you have that strength going higher. You want to see, all right, the next checkpoint would be the new high of day. That would be another key level. Does price close above it? Does it continue? Or do we just get pushes below it? All this stuff is just looking at where's the next key level? Where's that next high of day? Those are all levels to watch for as long as price, again, doesn't break structure. If it doesn't continue breaking certain levels lower, those are all signals that for that potential to hold longer and higher. So structure doesn't break. This is a bigger push down, pushes up, pushes down, keeps climbing. So you never get that change in structure. Once you get a change in structure, where here is a great signal to tell you, we do have this resistance, prior day high, pre-market high, bigger support levels to watch for because, price reacted yesterday. So then there's that higher potential for a rejection, which usually price does show some kind of rejection in the area. You see that price reversed of the day, went down. So these are levels to keep note of. A lot of structure changes or just that movement in that market structure changes at these significant levels. Those are all confirmations that price will likely reverse on you, and that's the end of the trend. And also, like, because price doesn't always trend every single day, or it's not this much, or sometimes that trend is just like within the first hour of the day. If it continues this far, the trend is going to end at some point. So you have to look at all the different signals to tell you now's really the time to exit. If you hold it too long with that potential, with that hope, and you're ignoring all the signs, then you're likely gonna lose more money. So like, look at the logic, look at the reasoning. There should only be reasoning when you enter these trades or exit them. Price pushes higher, makes this high of day, but again, you never really know when is that high of day. So we go off of how does it break structure? How does price break below the levels? That new high of day, there's a little bit of structure here. You can sometimes look at that as little market movements, but the deeper movements, what we have here. So we have that high. This low created is a significant push because it dramatically pushed down. So this is a new market structure, like pullback area. These are all like structure lows and stuff. And then you can kind of tell, like, once price is breaking them, we create a lower high here. This is the first time you're getting that. We don't see lower highs anywhere else. Everything keeps going higher. These are just early signals that price is likely going to reverse on you. So then you want to exit the trade. Like, this is the end of that day trade. Price pushes higher, pushes down. After it starts pushing here, we're getting a break of that low. And then, of course, you have that structure low here. So it's essentially showing you a potential change where that's a signal. It's happening all at these key levels, which just shows you these are stronger areas. Likely price may just reverse and you want to exit. So if you're continuously taking profits along the way and just exiting as they hit certain levels, this is the first sign of structure change. So then as it starts breaking it, you exit based on like where you feel comfortable or where you're willing to exit. There's no like perfect exit sometimes because we never know how far a trade is going to go. It's more based on experience and based on the willingness to hold it through certain periods. With all these moves, you always want to take it with, you're not always going to take the best exit. You may not always catch the high of days, or you may not always catch the biggest trend of the day if you trade a certain way with certain confirmations. What you want to look at is, what is the best way for me to trade over time? What will allow me to be consistently profitable? We are just looking at, is price giving us confirmation? Is price showing a trend? Is there strength? We enter in that direction. Once price shows weakness and a change in trend, that's your signal that price is likely going to reverse on you. So it's like, based on the signals, you take those signals and then you react accordingly. This is how you would hold a trade. In summary, you never know how long these trades are, but if you want to hold it for much longer moves, or even if you scalp and you want to hold it for a little more of a push, you're looking at, does it break key levels? Does price close? Does it push? How does it align with these numbers here? Sometimes those whole numbers are the significant levels to look at. Look at, is price incoming into support resistances? Are we changing in structure? 2 minute, 5 minutes. Sometimes if you look at different time frames, you get different signals. So you have to kind of look at, based on your screen time, based on your experience, what most of the time is the best way that works for you. What is your specific edge? And that edge is going to be different for everyone.